last class we discussed about operating point. What is meant by operating point? Operating point is nothing but the intersection of the DC load line and CA characteristics of the transistor. So we have, let us say, for the given IB, we have like this. Okay, it is our DC load line. This one, it is VCE comma 0, and this one is 0 comma VCC by RC plus RE. We have intersection points. These are the intersection points of DC load line and CE characteristics. This point is known as the operating point or Q point. This Q point must be selected at the middle of the active region in order to get the faithful amplification or without a distortion. So you may get clipping of the negative half cycle or positive half cycle. So in that case, that is known as the distortion of the amplified signal. What we require faithful amplification means the output signal should not be distorted. For this, we need to select the operating point at the middle of the active region. Means we need to fix this one as VCEQ and this point is nothing but ICQ. Means operating point is nothing but what? Fixing of output voltage and output current at the particular point. That point is known as the quiescent point or it is known as Q point. Okay, we know that VCE equal to what? In the previous class we derived this one as what? VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. If there is a emitter resistance, if there is no emitter resistance, we have just VCC minus IC into RC like this. Okay, that means we need to fix this IC. Where we can write IC as what? Actually, we have the expression for IC in case of the common emitter configuration. IC equal to beta into IB 1 plus beta ICB naught. Means what? IC is functions of this beta and ICB naught. Okay, no two transistors have the same beta. Means if beta changes, means if you change the transistor, then beta changes. As beta changes, if beta changes, the change in beta leads to what? Change in IC. As IC changes, our VCE changes. Means operating point will shift. Okay, that means operating point will change. Delta IC. And ICB naught is depending upon what? Actually it is known as the reverse saturation current. ICB naught, it is depending upon the temperature. If temperature changes, then ICB naught changes. You may have doubt why temperature changes. Actually, in the collector region, we have the current flow, that is collector current. If there is a continuous flow of current, it leads to what? Power dissipation. That power dissipation is nothing but what? That is voltage at the collector and current. So that is what? PD. Power dissipation is nothing but PD equal to VC into IC. If this power is dissipated as heat, if this one increases, temperature increases. If temperature increases, ICB naught increases. If ICB naught increases, IC increases. As IC increases, power dissipation increases and temperature increases. That leads to ICB naught increment. Again that leads to IC. It is a cumulative process. So due to this dissipated power may exceeds the rating of the transistor, that leads to the self-destruction of the damage. So this cumulative process is known as thermal runaway. It is due to what? If power is dissipated as heat, means temperature increases. If temperature increases, the reverse saturation current increases, because reverse current depending upon what? Minority charge carriers. So minority charge carrier concentration depends upon temperature. If temperature increases, minority carrier concentration increases. If minority carrier concentration increases, ICV not increases. If ICV not increases, IC increases. How we can say IC increases? Because it is a function of, so IC equal to beta IB, 1 plus beta ICB not. Okay, that's why we need to fix this one. Means we need to fix IC at a particular point. That point is known as the operating point. Okay, so or else we need to stabilize these changes. For that we require the proper biasing circuits or some stabilization circuits. So first we will discuss about the biasing circuit. So one of the simplest biasing circuit is nothing but the fixed bias circuit. Fixed bias circuit. What I said, biasing means what? To get proper operating point, we need to give external voltages and resistors that are connected to our transistor. So let us discuss about a fixed bias circuit. Fixed bias circuit. Fixed bias circuit, or else it is known as base bias circuit. Base bias circuit. Base bias circuit. So in this we have our transistor. Let us take NPN transistor. Throughout this biasing concept, I will consider only this NPN transistor only. Okay. So this is our emitter, and this is our collector, and it is our base. Let us take for the base we have a resistor RB that is connected, and for the collector we have a resistor RC connected like this, and we have here supply voltage. So on this side we have some VCC, and directly this emitter is connected to like this. It is simple bias circuit. Okay, it is our base terminal. Sorry, we can take this one, base terminal. Okay, in this we have base current IB. At the emitter we have current IE. At the collector we have IC. We need to determine the operating point for this circuit. So for that we need to apply what? KVL at input side, KVL at input, or KVL at base. KVL at base. Okay, so this is positive VCC. It is positive means negative is connected to ground. That means I will consider only circuit at the base side. Circuit at the base side. So I will draw. So that is what VCC, positive VCC, and negative is connected to ground, means that is connected to emitter. Okay, so this is our VCC, this negative, and next it is connected to, we need to consider only on base side. So this is what? VCC. Okay, VCC, that is connected to, this VCC is connected to base, that is RB, and we have the transistor. Okay, we didn't consider that output side, only we need to consider what? This is our emitter. So this emitter is connected to ground. So this is ground. Now apply KVL in this loop. We have the current. What is the current? IQ. So let us take KVL in this direction. So minus plus, I am taking polarity like this, that is minus VCC. I will write that equation here, minus VCC first, minus VCC, and here we have resistor RB. So polarity plus minus. Here it is base, so positive, negative. The emitter is connected to negative terminal. Grounded means negative. We can take that as negative. So in between base and emitter we have VB. That is minus VCC plus IB RB plus VBE equal to 0. In this case, we can find IB. IB equal to what? VCC minus VBE divided by RB. I will write this expression here. That is what? IB equal to VCC minus VBE divided by RB. So from this we can find IC. IC equal to what? Beta IB approximately. Here I am neglecting that 1 plus beta ICV now. When compared to this beta IB, that is a smaller one. That's why IC is approximately equal to beta IB. Then we can write this as VCC beta into VCC minus VBE RB. This VBE value is fixed. For silicon transistor, it is 0.7 volts. Okay, here I consider only this input part only. Next, so operating point means coordinates of what? VCE versus IC. So that means it is nothing but our ICQ. Next, we need to determine the VCE. How we can determine VCE? For that, again we need to draw what? Output circuit. Means circuit at collector end only. We didn't require input end, means we didn't require base side. So this VCC is not potential difference between this point and this point. It is the point potential that is connected to base and the collector. That is supply voltage. So here we have what? VCC. So this is positive. And here we have a resistor, that is RC, collector terminal. Means here we have current IC. So it is connected to, this is our transistor, collector terminal, emitter terminal is grounded. Grounded means it is positive. This ground terminal can be taken as negative. So means we can take connection like this. This is what? Plus, means plus VCC, and ground is taken as negative terminal. So it is our emitter. So this is base. But we require KVL at output loop or collector side. So that's why apply KVL in this loop. So then we have what? Negative, positive. KVL at output loop or at collector. KVL at collector. KVL at collector or at the output loop. KVL in output loop. So means we have minus VCC plus IC into RC, IC into RC, and here we have, in the previous case it is base and this one is emitter. In between base and emitter we consider voltage, in between base and emitter VB. Here we have collector and emitter. In between collector and emitter we have voltage. So that is what? VCE. VCE. So that is taken as what? Plus VCE equal to 0. Positive, negative, plus VCE. So then we can write VCE equal to what? VCC minus IC RC. Already we have the IC expression. So IC equal to beta into IB. IB expression is this one. So that's why we can write VCE, or else we can find this VCE by substituting IC as beta IB. Since beta IB, so IB is already we have, that is beta IB is nothing but VCC minus VBE by RB. In this way, for the fixed bias circuit, we can find the operating point. What is the advantage of this circuit? This circuit is simple. Only we have a resistor RC and RB and one supply, so that is connected to our transistor. If you modify this circuit, we will get emitter feedback bias or emitter bias. So modification is only this one. So RC, RB same, and external resistor RE is connected to the emitter. This type of circuit is known as emitter feedback bias. In the next class, we will analyze this circuit. So take any biasing circuit, we need to determine what? This operating point means ICQ and VCQ. How we can find? By applying KVL at the input side, we will get IB. From that we can find IC. We using IC equal to beta IB, and by applying KVL at output side, we will get VCE. So that VCE basically in terms of the IC. Already we determined IC. By applying KVL at input, we got IB. Then from that IB, we have IC equal to beta IB. In this way, we can determine operating point, that is VC and IC. VC comma IC. Okay, we will discuss emitter bias or emitter feedback bias in the next class.